There we go.
All right, let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's here. We're here. We're back.
I'm here
for another show. Peyton's here. Dylan's here. That's all we got today.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as you can see, Trevor's not here.
It's a repeat of episode 2. It's just me and Trevor swap spots.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about the Spartan race that we both did. We both did it. Actually, there was 4 of them, if you count all the ones we did together. Yeah. But actually, there was one that we did together. And then you did 2 extra. So it was really 3, but it was 1, and it was plus 2, and it was 24 miles. So, yeah, there's that.
0.36. But, yeah, nothing major, you know. Another day at the office.
We're going to get into that, but let's what's been going on, bro? What's been going on?
Something.
Our addresses? We got to put our addresses in here?
Yeah. I live at the McMahon address for Go Performance.
McMahon. You don't know you just know it's on McMahon Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be sponsored by them without being sponsored. Go check out Go Performance in Batesville. Best gym in Batesville.
Best gym on McMahon or Mac, whatever you call it.
McMahon is what I call it.
I thought it was like McMahon.
Here you go again, pronouncing stuff crazy. Hold on, let's see what the lighting does.
You got super dark.
Yeah, it got dark.
Yeah, we're gonna be discussing the Spartan race today and our thoughts on it.
Yeah. Also, other things we're gonna get into that we've talked about twice about getting into it. But I'll start with I've been thinking about rebranding my YouTube channel, like changing the name, because I've been getting into a lot of what you've been getting into some of this too, like camping, survival, which is stuff I want to get into, and getting into like farming and stuff. I'm getting chickens. It's happening. I got the coop outside. I just have to build it, and we're doing a garden this year. Want to just be. Which this year we're not going to be self-sustainable at all. We're in the middle of the city. We're just going to do as much as we can to be self-sustainable, as I call it. And it's kind of fun having a garden, having chickens. That'll be our pet. We don't have any dogs. So those are our dogs.
R.I.P. Remy.
Rest in peace, Carson. But yeah, so I'm thinking about rebranding my YouTube. I haven't decided if I want to start a new channel, change my name, or just leave it the same. Because right now my channel is based around faith, family, fitness. I think that's all the F's. There's a lot of F's.
Yeah, we can add freedom to it now.
That's you, bro.
Fajitas.
Fajitas? Fajitas.
Yeah. Fajita.
So, yeah, that's where I've been at. And, going along with that, thinking about rebranding the podcast. Or starting a new one. I'm not sure. We're here open for input. We need a new name. The only reason I think that we want to do that is just because our name right now and our brand is just fitness. And I feel like we want to branch out into some of the other stuff we do.
We want to break some barriers down and,
that'd be a good name. Break some barriers down.
Yeah.
BSBD.
Yeah. Kind of like
the hard
part, some hobbies that we have.
Yeah.
And kind of bring it forward.
The hard part about naming a podcast is not naming it something somebody else's it's already taken. That's the English I'm looking for.
Yeah, something like that.
But that's the problem.
Yeah, we're contemplating a rebrand or rename, or honestly, maybe just keep it like it is, but just kind of break some of these barriers out and branch out.
We'll see. We got nothing but the rest of our life. So
yeah, we got some ideas cooking though.
Cooking with Crisco.
And on a nice campfire in the woods, 10 miles on a trail,
Yeah. I just feel like fitness YouTube, I don't know, a lot of it's just like highly manufactured, not very organic, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but there's more than just fitness in my life. But you get a lot of advice. You want to niche down is what most people's advice is. Because I guess it makes sense, but you got to think of like Joe Rogan. Like he's not niching down at all. And he's the biggest podcast out there. Like
honestly,
has anybody on.
Honestly, to an extent, like a lot of the stuff that I talk about would still somewhat all end up on the head of fitness,
Fitness.
Wanting to get into more like survival type stuff, like backpacking and hiking and stuff. That all, revolves around fitness. So,
fitness. So, how about your fitness, bro? Tell us about your recent fitness endeavors. We don't have to get into Spartan yet, but like your training.
Well, it's been inconsistent, but I'm getting to a point where I'm getting closer to locking.
You're getting there, bro. This week was a good week for you, I think.
Yeah, I went. When was it? We ran Saturday, right? Yeah, last Saturday we ran
Saturday.
A 7-mile run. Of course,
we ran a 10K in 7 miles.
Yeah, we went to see how far we could run a 10K. Ended up running at 7 miles. So
PR, farthest I've ever run a 10K.
Yeah, but
besides the Spartan race,
first good run I'd had since the Spartan race, and we're going to get into that here in a few minutes. But I think I'm getting closer to locking in now.
Locking in, bro.
We're getting there.
As Trevor would say, as Cam Haynes would say, nobody cares. Work harder.
We're about to get to that point of working harder, I think.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But I knocked out good 3 days in a row. Tomorrow we're gonna see. I may go after work or something.
Go technically after work.
Yeah, I do a lot.
Wait. Tell us about your work schedule because you haven't told me that yet.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. Switching?
I haven't been told yet. I told my boss to let me know the information today. I'm not at work. I'm not at work today. Because I got to work tomorrow.
Fired.
But and I can't go over a certain amount of hours. But I'm about to get moved to a night shift schedule, so that's going to shift some things up around here. But
get new Peyton. Have to bring Peyton Franklin on.
Shouldn't be too hard of a swap. We'll see how we can work this podcast out on that. We'll come up with something.
That's funny.
You got to press the pause. Yeah.
I was just going to let it play out.
Just let the full 40-second cheer play.
This is my first time hosting, so I'm finding all these features I didn't know about. We got cheering. Good job, Peyton, for showing up. That's every day when he shows up to the gym. It's either that or this.
It's like
you did it. You showed up.
It's an amazing feat when I finally make it to the gym. So,
what size foot?
12.
Okay, not that amazing, but I mean it's pretty big. But above average.
Yeah, I'm getting closer. I'm gonna dial in eventually. I'm gonna try to dial in on nutrition a little more. I had some people talking about me in the gym. They brought up my old PRs and then made me feel sad because I do like 50 pounds less on each of them. So.
Yeah, rest in peace, old Peyton. Strong Peyton.
Rest in peace.
You're still stronger than the average person, even on your weekday.
I need to get my heart broken again.
Yeah, I'm still working on the getting my squat up. Well, actually, I haven't worked on it at all, but strength cycle coming up in like 3 weeks. Right now, we're just doing like base building, bodybuilding type stuff. So it's painful, but gonna start lifting heavy in a couple weeks. Yeah, he jumped in on a quad workout. What was it?
Six-pack squats.
Six-pack squats at light. We used 225. We were supposed to use like 65%, which would have been like 265 for me.
Fair, I don't know what my 65% is because I haven't hit a heavy one rep in a long
me
time.
Either.
So, and I'm definitely not going to base it off of 440 because that is not happening.
Yeah, so 225 it is. 6 reps, and then you have to rest 30 seconds. And then it was what? It was lunges?
Alternating jumping lunges.
Alternating
that was
jumping
abysmal.
lunges. It was supposed to be 50-pound dumbbells, but we used 35s. Did you use 35?
Yeah, I used 35s for each set.
I think I did too. And
I know you just dropped down on something on that.
It was the
set.
other thing. Yeah, on the last set, I did 30s. Because the set before that, the goal was to go unbroken, which means don't stop. So the last set before I switched weights, it was like that last rep was questionable, so I just went ahead and scaled it a little more. And then I think it was another 30 seconds rest, and you did 18 unbroken thrusters. Pick your own weight. So I went super light on that. I think I used 15s, which is like I shouldn't even have nothing in my hands, but it hurt bad.
Yeah, I did not follow the unbroken rule. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, you're like in week 3, so yeah, they've been giving us workouts like that. It's like we do squatting, hinging, and pressing 3 times a week, and it's stuff just like that. Like pick a load that you can go unbroken on and just hammer it. It's not a load-based workout. It's more like just get the stuff done unbroken or do a max set. And it's like blows you up. They're like, you're going to get a huge pump for this, but over the next 6 weeks, you're going to notice increased tolerance.
And we got a 10K coming
for the
up.
Pump. 10K. You going to do it, bro?
It might be a last minute sign up. We're gonna see. Trevor
is locked in for the 10K.
I'm not too sure when I start this new night shift, but I should be able to run a 10K after I get off. You know, if I eat enough throughout the day, we'll see.
But what time are you gonna get off?
7.
7, like this.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it starts at like 7.
It's
what time does it start? 7:30.
Yeah.
So you're not
I'll
gonna
just
make
run
it.
a 10K at home.
Or you could just take the day off. You said you got all kinds of paid time off.
We'll see.
Just take it off, bro.
You
won't get your steak if you don't run it.
I'll tell him, bro, and then I'll tell my boss that hey, I have this thing that was already kind of planned before all this, and it's a Saturday, and I need to run it.
Good.
So,
but you won't get your steak if you don't show up.
Yeah, I need my steak from Peyton.
Yeah, he's already update on Peyton Franklin. He's basically told us that he's just going to buy us a steak, and he's not going to. He said he'll be there, which I think he means he'll be at the festival. But yeah, he basically threw the towel in. Rest in peace. I'm trying to see if we have any funny things to go after that. And he failed.
He's a failure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Shout out Peyton Franklin.
But he's a failure.
He left our lives for about a month. And now
he showed back up today. That was crazy.
Well, he's been back for a couple weeks.
It's a good reunion.
We got Carson coming on soon, hopefully. We got
Jordan wanting to come back on.
Yeah,
we got
Jordan.
Roger. We got to get some scheduled going.
Stay tuned. We got it. We got at least 5 weeks lined up.
And we got some people going. Yeah,
that was an inside joke for Peyton.
5 weeks. So we got this
then
one.
Who knows? We may never have another guest.
Jordan, Roger, Carson, and we got Sean. We got to get on too.
Shout out to Jose. He's ready. I told him we're gonna have to get another guest to come on with him, just to make it more interesting. But he's begging to come back on. We should get him and Sean on. Sean would be a good pair with anybody. We need to get Sean and Lake on too.
Yeah, we gotta get Lake back on. We had some stuff we had to discuss with him.
For sure.
We only dabbled into the Roy talk, so
we need to get him to make you a diet on the air.
I do need a diet or something, just easy to cook food.
Meal plan.
I mean, I like frozen food.
Structure.
It can't be that bad, right?
Some basics. He's going to tell you eat stuff fresh.
No more brownies, at least.
Whole foods.
Cheers.
Yeah, so speaking on that, I just switched to macros, which has been it's been a while since I did that. I've been on a meal plan for 8 months, but Yeah, I'm on that for a little while, just to give me a little breather from that, and probably go back on it. But it's different. It's definitely harder than I remember. It's hard to. The main thing is like eating whole foods and getting your protein in, and then it's kind of hard to hit all that because you'll like eat something random and then it'll throw the whole thing off. But I'm figuring it out. What is y'all's? I'm talking to you guys. What does y'all's diet look like? Like, well, do y'all track your food? You just eat whatever? Are you putting the work in on your diet? Because that's like, if you want to lose weight, that's where it's going to be. Because, you know, us skinny boys, we went to the gym and got bigger. So,
Yes, sir.
I think if you're trying to get bigger, trying to get leaner, more muscular, overall, the gym is going to be where it's going to be like 80% of it. And then getting your protein in and just eating good food to have the right energy levels. But then, like, if you just want to lose weight, you don't really care. You just want to look smaller. You don't really care. Like, I feel like this is most women because most guys are going to want to look muscular. But most time, if you lose weight, you're just going to look skinny.
So when you lose weight, you got to make sure you have
But
abs.
women like that. Like, that's the way women want to be. They want to look skinny. So you could just go on diet. But if you want to, like, totally change your body and look like a Greek god, you got to train hard. There's no way around it. You got to lift heavy. That's my opinion. Got to get after it. If you feel like you got more left, bro, go give some more. This is something I think we might have talked about this, but like people are always so worried about overtraining that they just always are constantly not giving it 100%. Like they're worried about their sleep and their diet. They're worried, oh man, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can run and work out at the gym too. Oh my gosh. But just put the work in and then back off some. You know, if it gets to being too much, just back off a little and then slowly increase it. You're going to be able to handle it one day. But you know, like, if you're like so set on like I got to get 9-10 hours of sleep a night, but you're like debatable about whether you're going to the gym, you're only working out for 30 minutes to an hour, just live your life, bro, because that's you got to really be putting it in to be getting that much sleep and need it. That's just my opinion. But Peyton's one of those guys. Gotta have my beauty sleep. So my
I don't
hair
even
will
get that
grow.
much sleep. I'm gonna be honest with you. I usually get like 6.5 to 7.5 hours. I mean 7.5 on the good end of the spectrum, but
I mean yeah.
I get like
and until you're like hitting the gym 6 days a week,
but
I like 5 to 6 days a week, and you're like, bro, I'm because look, until you've had a kid,
I got one of those.
I got 2 of them.
His name's
You're
Billy.
not getting any sleep for a long time, but I'm still gonna train. I'm still gonna go to the gym and go hard. So at that point, I just can't worry about it. I just do what I can do, like, which was basically the same thing I was doing. But like, there's nothing you can do about the sleep not being there. You just got to work hard anyway.
What you think about my mustache, bro?
I don't know, bro.
It's like I need some work.
Yeah, Pedro Cook.
I have customizable ends, bro.
Bro, I was asking you your middle name this morning at the gym, and Abby asked me what your middle name was this afternoon. I was like, I don't know. I think it's Michaela.
I'm telling you, bro, it's Alexander. That's why they call me Pac-Man. Nobody calls me Pac-Man, and my name's not Alexander.
I don't know what to believe. All right, well, let's get into the Spartan race.
Let's get into it, bro. I'll go ahead and explain as an overview of what Spartan is right quick, and we'll dive into it.
Roman Greeks.
Spartan's a brand, man. It covers a wide variety of things.
Is that our brand? Is that our new brand? We're rebranding.
It's one that I participate in. I'll say that a lot. But
It's an obstacle course race.
Well, they got a few different kinds of events, but specifically the ones that I do are the obstacle course races. You know, they have endurance events and stuff and trail races, but trail races are just trail runs, no obstacles. But I'm really big on the obstacle course races, and I kind of go through like each one that they kind of have.
Let's just say this though, to give people an idea. You got running on the road.
Yeah.
And then a step above that, you have trail running. And then you have an obstacle course run, no trail. And then you got Spartan up here. It's all that put together.
Yeah, it's definitely an experience. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, it's not your standard type of run, you know. Like he said, you got your road runs here, you got your trail runs here, and then you got your Spartan race, and it's on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
But they got a few different kinds of Spartan races. You know, each one's kind of noted by its own color. You know, and these first two are relatively new.
He's referring to something over to his left.
You know what? I got to get it out. I forgot about it.
You got your medal?
Yeah, I got to go get my medal. But
so go ahead and get it, and I'll just talk a little bit. But so yeah, Spartan. I think I underestimated it. It was definitely. I expected it to be hard, but it was like. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect because I've never done an obstacle course. I don't think I've ever done a trail run, and I was just going. And it was like, I'm just going to do this and do it for fun and just see what happens. Kind of like the way I went with the marathon. But for the marathon, I did a lot of training. Not enough, but I did a lot of training. Didn't have any way to train for the Spartan, maybe some trail runs, but I was in the middle of the CrossFit Open. So I wasn't worried about it. It was just something I was going to do for fun. But here we go. Here we go. Well, yeah, it was a lot harder than I expected. I think top 5 hardest things I've ever done. I don't know 3 of them, but 2 of them were the marathon and the Spartan race. So maybe top 2. It's definitely it was like 2.5 hours. So.
And it was just a super, so. You know, it gets worse.
Yeah, he did all of them.
Let's talk about it.
Think about it, bro. Talk about it.
So, first 2 are relatively new, as far as I know. And but they're not the trail runs. They're all city or they're all road runs. Starting with you got city runs, which are 3K to a 5K, about 20 obstacles. No mud or anything, but they use a lot of the same obstacles that you'll see in the later runs. Just not the muddy ones. And they usually take place in bigger cities. It's represented by gray, by the way. The yellow races are the stadium races. They're a 5K, and these are 5K is like the minimum distance. It's not going to be under 5K. It's going to be at least a 5K. And it's also roughly 20 obstacles, and it takes place in, famous stadiums around the country and stuff. Like I think the last one was in Baylor in Texas. That was
Baylor.
That was
Baylor Bears.
A new stadium run for them. And now we get into the ones that I do, and these first 3. Yeah, these first 3 are in the short category. I made the categories up. I'm going to explain it later. Yeah. But sprint.
It's not a sprint.
These next 4 are all trail runs, all obstacle course trail runs. Sprints 5K plus. 20 plus obstacles. I think the Atlanta one was like 3.4 miles in all and 22 obstacles. And this one was super muddy, by the way. We're going to talk about it. But it's a
understatement.
It's sprint. If you ever want to do a Spartan race, which I really encourage, and I will always encourage it. If you're not an avid runner, sprint's the perfect starting point. 5K distance, which is 3.1 miles.
You're basically walking anyway.
Yeah, it's
a hike.
It's definitely a hike, especially if you're slower, because then it gets more bottlenecked. But it's definitely recommended that if you're not an avid runner, you start with the sprint, and it's fun.
Let me say this though, Yeah, I mean, definitely attainable for almost, let's just say anybody. I've seen people like with no legs and half an arm going. There's people of all shapes and sizes there doing it. You don't have to run. You can walk. You can hike. You can run. It's
if you're able to.
If you're able to. I mean, just be smart about it. Definitely highly recommend anybody, and especially any team, to go do that because it's really fun. It's hard, but it's really fun. The obstacles, don't get scared by the obstacles. You don't have to do the obstacles.
Yeah.
Try it, but be realistic,
Be
have
willing
fun.
to give each obstacle a try.
Yeah. And, they're not going to, you could do burpees, you could do a penalty lap, or you could just, you can keep going.
You can just cheat and just keep walking.
This is, you're not going to place anyway.
Yeah, you'll beat some of the obstacles. Some of the obstacles will beat you, a couple of them beat Dylan up. So
yep.
But
sure enough.
Sprint is that's the last of the three in the short races or shorter races. And
YouTube shorts.
It's red. It's a red race. We'll get to the reason behind that. The next distance is actually only one race in it, and it's the medium distances. It's the super, which is actually the one that Dylan did in Atlanta with me.
Or did you do it with me?
You did it with me. I did it with you.
Both.
Yeah. But it's 10K plus. That one was like 7 to 7.1 miles. So it was much longer than a 10K, but
that's why we only run 7-mile 10Ks now.
It was he forgot how long a 10K actually is, so he just runs 7 miles.
Yeah.
25 plus obstacles. I think we did 28. And it's represented by blue. Super fun. That's if you are an experienced runner, if you've like Dylan's has ran a marathon before, which is why I got him to start out on the super because 10K. No, it's
and don't
short.
even think about like 10K, 5K. You got to think of these in like time on your feet because we ran for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was. And that's another thing that's we'll
marathon
get into.
Distance.
Yeah, that's another thing that we'll get into, and that's like you can't compare these Spartan runs to like road runs and trail runs because the time you're going to spend out there, unless you are an absolute beast, which there are some elite Spartan
competitors.
Runners. Like it took us 2.5 hours, and some of them did it in like 45 minutes. Of course, I'm not a professional. He's not a professional.
Rookie.
I actually would like to stay where I'm not super good at them because I like the challenge that comes with them. But
Well, the better you get, the worse it'll feel.
Yeah, but
metabolically.
And then, that's the medium race. That's represented by blue. Now we get to the last category. These are all categories I made up just to kind of spread them out. But you have the beast, which is green. It's a 21K plus. It's a beast. I'll say that. I've ran 2 of them now. One of them was in Atlanta.
I may do that one day.
That's my next goal for you, man. I'm making you a goal.
Atlanta, definitely not. It was really fun. I don't know if I'd recommend it for your first race.
Yeah, but it was.
It was really fun. It was worth it. It was brutal, but it was worth it.
But it wasn't brutal because of the course, But
the weather.
It was. We'll get to it.
It had rained like all that week, and the temperature dropped. It was like 30 degrees the day we ran.
Both days that I ran, but yeah, it was terrible. And then that's represented by green. Last distance is the ultra. It's pretty much a double beast. It's a 50K, so it's 32 plus miles, 60 plus obstacles. A beast is 30 plus. That's about, I think it was 36 in Atlanta. My ultimate goal was to do an ultra. I want to train for one eventually, maybe next year. I don't know if I'll get to one this year, but Spartan has this thing called a trifecta. So if you run one of each distance that I just listed, short, medium, long. So like you can run a sprint, stadium, or a city run, a super, and then a beast or an ultra, and you get one of these fancy things. So trifecta medal, as you can see, I got red, blue, and green. That's the sprint, super, and beast.
Ain't you special?
Yeah, I ran all 3 of them in one weekend. This is actually a trifecta weekend medal. You see, trifecta weekend.
You did
But
them all 3 on one weekend.
I did one of each race distance all on the same weekend. So
Like
I
a
ran a
tough
beast
guy.
on Saturday, super Sunday morning, sprint Sunday afternoon.
Let's say
And
this:
it was
you
an
didn't
experience,
you
man.
didn't train for like the month before.
So yeah, I'll kind of start into that. I did start training a little late, but I think when I did start training, everything felt good. January, I put up almost 51 miles worth of running. No trail running, but a little bit of trail running, but mostly just road runs, just to rack up some mileage. And then I got
Racked it
sick in
up.
February, and then my mileage went down to like 8 miles. So it wasn't
Eminem.
the best training wise, but I did feel good going into the weekend because I got super excited, and but I also knew it was going to be a challenge because if you're good at them or not, it's going to be a challenge to an extent. And then for someone who's most ever distance he's ran in a 30-hour period was 16 miles because I PR'd my 5K one day and then ran a half marathon the next day. Not really sure why, but I did.
Got to do what you got to do.
And then I went to Atlanta
Cook while
and
the
ran
oil's hot.
24.36 or something miles in a 30-hour period. I knew it was going to be a challenge, but it was a challenge I was wanting to do, willing to
Yep.
do, and went and got hard, man.
Yeah, you got hard. We definitely overestimated. Like it overestimated what we would be able to do while we were in Atlanta.
Yeah, there are 3 venues I've ran. I've ran, well, there are a lot of venues, but I've ran in the Nashville races, and there's been 3 venues that I've been to. I've ran 4 or 5 Nashville races. I ran in Dallas and I ran in Alabama. It was Saraland, Alabama or something. So I've never ran in Atlanta, but so I did not expect what hit us when we went down there.
That was the hardest Spartan race I've ever done.
No lie, it was the hardest one I've ever done. But it was good, man. It was an experience.
Yeah.
I ran the beast in just under 4.5 hours, which my goal for each one was 4 hours, 2 hours, and 1 hour sub each one of those respectively. I didn't hit a single one of them, so unfortunate. But I did come close to the sprint. I went and I did it. I got it done.
Gator did.
I got the medal to prove it. What more can I say?
Here you are. You're living.
I'm living, man.
It's been like
living
a month
like
ago.
Larry. It's been a while since we did it. We're just now getting around to talk about it. But yeah, it was one of them weekends. It's one of them things that you just go and do and challenge yourself, see what you're capable of.
Do it just to do it.
Of course, I know Dylan only tagged along for one race, but I think he had fun. I think he got challenged a little bit.
Yay!
What was your least favorite obstacle, man?
Oh man,
yeah.
All the ones I didn't get. I think I missed 5 or 6, but the rope climb. What my favorite because I got it, but my least favorite because of how bad it hurt coming down. It burnt my hands, and it was freezing cold and wet, and it felt. I couldn't see my hands because they were muddy, and I was like, "Bro, I'm pretty sure there's no skin on my hands. That's how bad it hurt."
So, how thick do you think them ropes are? Like an inch, maybe?
It's got to be no more than an inch.
Yeah, it's a very skinny rope and designed to be very slick. Add the mud that's on them by the time you get there, it makes it even worse.
Add the 30-degree weather.
30-degree temperatures. You can't feel your hands. It was in the wind too. It sucks because you can't feel your hands until you get off of it, and then you feel how much pain they're in trying to. That is what made this weekend.
I could feel my hands. It was just painful, but you can't grip when it's that cold. And in that area of the race was I had just warmed up, and then we got out in the open, right there, and it made the rest I was freezing the rest of the way because it was basically all in the open.
Rope climb was one of the obstacles.
We were either in the water or in the open with the wind.
It was a miserable race, like I said, I think I've done 11 now, and those 3 were by far the worst of each category that I've done.
I feel good.
It was the temperatures, man. That was. I remember because it was like 60 degrees, 70 degrees the week before. I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be a good run. I get to the gym like the Monday morning before the race, and I look at the temperature. I'm like, hey, Dylan, it's gonna be cold this weekend.
I didn't even think about the weather, and then you said that, and instantly I started dreading the race the whole week, and then by the end of it, I was like, well, it's whatever. Cold baths coming in clutch.
Yeah, there was a lot of cold baths you took. That's probably why I didn't get very sore, because I took a lot of cold baths while running.
Yeah, and you start the race off in the wet mud before you even start.
And something that made it even worse was the rope climb was actually in all 3 of the races, so I had to do that thing 3 times. I'm like, I had to feel that pain coming off of that rope 3 separate times.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
And we can't even describe the feeling until you do something like it.
There we go.
There we go.
We got Carson Smith.
We got Carson just popping up.
I sent the link. I didn't know if he'd show up. Hey, bro, we're live right now.
For real, man.
Yeah. We're talking about the race.
We're talking about Spartan.
Penis balls.
Just have to bleep him out. Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
Hey, he's from Utah.
Oh.
That's a funky country.
I never been there before.
Yeah. I don't
need a passport. I need a passport.
Get a passport yet? Gotta get baptized.
Oh, it's like having children.
How many wives does he have?
It's probably my favorite one. Don't worry.
Oh. Does he ever drink coffee?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, well, he's not one of those.
Black Rifle Coffee would be the best.
So what are we talking about?
We're talking about Spartan race, man.
I was just about to say, I had only probably ever done 2 rope climbs ever before the Spartan, and then that hardest rope climb of my life. I was hanging on for dear life.
That actually may always be the hardest one you ever do.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous.
Carson, you've never done a Spartan race?
There's a lot of things I haven't done, buddy.
Well, we're gonna make sure Spartan race.
Name them all. Name them all.
Spartan race, rope climb in general.
That's only 2.
Yeah, that's a lot to me.
All right, come on down. We'll get you started on the rope climb.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You ain't say you have to climb it all the way up. Just you climb.
You got a soundboard?
Yeah, I just discovered it today. So I was just randomly hitting it earlier.
I gotta.
But
Carson just shows up. Are those your what is the word? Subordinates?
Subordinates?
Yeah.
Inferiors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make them do something. Leader. Tell them to do something.
They've been doing something all day.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, hey, we did all we could, and that's all we can do.
Mommy. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Right.
Sir, put the work in.
Hey, give us something, Carson. Tell us something, bro. Just spit something.
Mommy. Man, you can't put me on the spot. I'm trying to figure out how to get my camera looking crispy, bro.
I think it's gonna be crispy when we upload it.
I don't know, man.
Actual recording is higher quality. I might have to delete that.
Oh man, make it got worse.
It'd be all right, bro. We're gonna be rough cut from here on.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we didn't. We came up short on the shorts.
I'm used to that.
So we're just gonna start live streaming.
Or is that what we're doing right now?
No.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm gonna get fired, bro. I'm at work.
We're just doing it, man.
We got a live recording of you being at work. Put your hard hat on so you don't.
Well, we got proof that you're at work,
PPE
not working.
Safety first.
Safety third.
Hey, this will be a good short.
How to look stupid at your job, 101.
It's not hard for him.
It comes natural.
Just shows up.
It comes natural.
So
I feel like I just like derailed your entire train.
you did. I don't know what to say now.
But we were like
We were
just getting to the
zone.
nitty gritty of the
Oh.
race, bro, and then hey,
I brought too much stupid in the room.
Say something stupid.
The average IQ level has severely decreased.
hey, if
It's a
if
zero.
a deaf person breaks his hand, do they have a speech impediment?
I don't know why that does make any type of sense.
Why does your nose run but your feet smell?
Why do you cook bacon and bake cookies? I almost said cook bakies.
Why can you tiptoe but not tip finger?
I don't think I'm that strong.
I guess a good point. It's a solid point.
That is significantly harder.
We got to get you on the podcast for real one day. And you could tell us how you keep your insubordinate. What do you call it? Subordinates in line.
Yeah.
You
I
like crack the
don't.
whip.
They just do what they want. Right, guys?
Pretty much.
We're productive, like mostly.
Well, mostly is the key
Hey,
word.
if anybody from our work is watching, we're busy right now.
Y'all working hard, ain't you?
Busy making content, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hold on. Come rent some generators.
He's marketing.
Hey, I
Yeah.
need a generator.
Really?
Hey, bro, get us a check
No, not
for this.
Yeah, bro, this is
Did
a
the-
sponsor, dude.
Sponsor?
Sponsored by
Yeah.
Cat, Thompson Cat
And good old
I'm
boys
smarter now.
outdoors.
Energy Solutions.
That's right. You can read backwards?
It's not bad.
It's not backwards.
What? It's totally backwards.
I think it's just backwards for you.
Your settings you can change to mirror your.
What hand do I
Camera.
have up right now?
That is your right hand.
Your hand.
You guys are wizards.
You didn't have nothing but fingers.
I could tell by which way your thumb was pointing, which hand it was.
Okay, how about now?
Here's my kid.
Hey, if anybody asks, this is a Teams meeting. You want to see my son? Come here, Junior. Come on. You about to hurl?
Hey, you need to take your department to a Spartan race.
Oh yeah.
I would have done it.
Bradley, introduce yourself, sir. This man is absolutely ripped.
Shredded.
Now look, we all got stashes, man. That's crazy. I
Bro
don't
used
know
to be
what-
like full on 8-pack.
Now, what's he at now? 10 or 12?
Can he deadlift 525 pounds?
What are your PRs?
Squat 605, deadlift.
Let's see. Let's see him again.
I can show you
He's sleeper
pictures before
build.
it.
Yeah.
I need to see more than just his
He wants you
face.
to get naked.
No, I ain't
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got that magical underwear on.
Show us the glutes.
yeah. I need to see the structure.
I gotta see the 600-pound
I
glutes,
have
man.
videos and shit of all that stuff.
Give us a good example.
What?
You got any videos of you like lifting something? Is it sumo or traditional?
Traditional.
Oh.
Was he
Oh,
deadlifting?
heck yeah.
605.
Hex bar.
What's his deadlift?
Yeah, what's your deadlift?
I don't remember. I can go on, what's it, National Lifting Competition Association. It's all saved on there. It's called.
Sounds like he's on the juice.
Probably.
Never. No, it's
Yeah, we
called
gotta get him a
Lifting
lake in the
Fucking
same room.
Eagles, so,
Yeah.
never.
This guy bench presses horses. What did you got? A White Claw?
It ain't.
Oh.
So, there you go.
You
It's on
good?
that.
That's
Hey,
a
bro,
nice
real,
squat you
dude.
got there.
Back when I had long hair.
That hair though.
Sponsored by
Cat
Cat.
Daddy.
Is that Morgan Wallen on roids?
This one? No, that's just.
We need some action, bro.
Well, not
I'm glad
Get
this is-
some PG action.
Yeah. Oh, there's my kid. Hey, show him the name
That's
tag.
the good.
There's Carson Jr.
Hey.
I think this is almost killed myself. 550. This is 2 years
Got
ago.
a few of those.
It ain't pretty. But now.
He deadlifts like Sean, except way heavier. But Sean don't do
It
that.
wasn't pretty.
It counted.
Yeah, you got it up. That's all it counts.
You got it up, but that's what I'm like.
Bro, it's Samson.
Deadlift's one, you just pick it up
I
anyway
want
you
to show my
want.
deadlift now.
Think about that on that one.
But
Look at the little people.
Wow.
It's been so long since
Wow.
I did
I'm not showing that one.
what?
It's a cluster.
Oh, God. You show that one.
Boom.
Front spots look good.
You got some
315
some
front spots.
little
peepage going on.
yeah, some peepage.
Some leakage?
Underwear when I live. Shorts. The free baller. Yeah. Can't be restricted.
Bro, where my deadlift video at? I can't find it.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Heaven, yeah, brother.
Heaven here, brother.
What?
You gotta be there.
Yeah, you had to be in the group.
Not video, but.
Jesus, look at this tank, bro.
Good God. That's an Abrams, ain't it?
I don't know.
My God.
I'm at.
Good God Almighty.
So
Look at that dump truck.
Look at that chest, bro.
I hear a backup alarm.
Man, well, bring it back. Bring the picture back. Bring the picture back. Look where he got the bar at, man.
Right in the testes.
Bro's
You
a
good,
female
bro?
now.
He's castrated himself.
There you go.
No.
You're doing it right.
How much is that?
Let's see. You're not counting the bar, are you? 1, 2, 3, 4,
No, I don't
5.
think the bar was.
Yeah, it looks like 145-pound bumper plate. Looks
That's
like
225
yeah, maybe.
plus the bar.
That's
Fake
what the
weights.
last 4 look like.
Yeah.
I don't train with fake weights. I do.
I mean,
5 plus bar doing rows.
that's pretty good. I can see why you deadlifted however much that was.
All I could see was one weight, man. It looked like 135.
It's probably it was fake. Man, going all out for 135, bro.
Because after breaking the back for.
What were we saying?
As Trevor says, that Cam Haynes says, nobody cares. Work harder. Even if you broke your back, just get
Cam
up.
Haynes.
Yes,
Trevor
Trevor
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne.
Yeah, exactly.
A year after breaking the back at 425.
Now that's a dump truck right there.
That's after breaking the back.
Who
I
broke
break
your
my back
bro?
a lot.
Is that 405?
455. 4 plates plus 25s each side.
Yeah.
Same, Carson. How much you squat, bro? You still handstand walk?
Carson used to squat like 225 and he'd fall over.
Now
Like,
it's Peyton.
That you do that and be like, well, he'd actually fail. You do it and then just stand back up with it. Like you didn't have the balance. You're like walking around like that.
I would drop down like super
But
fast.
you're like a fawn, bro. Yeah, you'd like dive bomb it and then just figure out what's going on.
I got a whole 2 years missing on my phone's out of work phone.
And there was that one time that I tweaked my back and it scared me. It was like
You
the
thought you were
littlest
like me.
thing ever, man. I was like, I'm dead.
You thought you were me because I hurt my back. Well, all right, Carson. We'll see you later.
Yeah, I've interrupted enough.
We'll
I just
see
thought I'd
you.
make an
Yeah,
appearance.
bro.
Stay tuned for Carson to come in. one
Heaven
day.
here, brother.
All right, so back where we were.
Back where we were.
The rope climbs.
Yeah.
Up until that point, I only ever like done 2, like the weeks before that, and it's actually probably a month and a half before. But like I hurt myself, and my arms were like done for like 3 weeks after those rope climbs. So I didn't even know if I could get it, but I was like, I'm giving it. That's like if I was in the gym, I would have never tried that hard. But I was like, I'm not
Bro,
going to
weren't you
try
at the
this
top
again.
of that thing for like ever?
Bro, yeah, I got to the top, and I was like 1 foot away. But one of my arms, the one I was going to touch with, was over here, and I was like slipping. So I was like, I cannot, like, as soon as I touch this, I'm going down. Like, so I had like struggled trying to lock my feet in. I was like up there. Peyton was over there like, come on, let's go. Ah! And I was like, I'm gonna die. And I'm literally like 3 inches from the bell. And finally I got it. And then I burnt my leg up going down. It sucked.
It was brutal.
Brutality.
They have an obstacle called the spear throw. They actually changed it up this year. It's usually supposed to be a hay bale that you have to, or some kind of target that you have to hit. But this time they actually have a piece of wood covering the hay bale. So now it's a smaller circle you have to hit in the hay. I've only ever hit it once.
Twice
That
now.
was in 2017. And then I finally got it again on my last race in Atlanta. And it was, bro, that was my favorite part of the weekend.
Yeah, so I was like sitting at the finish line watching for him because you could see that part of the race from the finish line. And I was like, all right, when he goes through the penalty lap, I'm going to get a video of him. Because the penalty lap came right to the finish line. And I waited, and I kept looking at my watch. I was like, all right, well, he must have hit it because the time frame for him to come through here is gone. And then like 10 minutes later, you were at the finish line.
Yeah, I was pretty ecstatic for that one. Ecstatic.
His hair was frizzy.
Rope climbs, and this was a super grippy obstacle. There was a lot of grippy stuff, but there was also a lot of mud.
Wasn't much grip going on.
Yeah, you couldn't really grip much, but
it was so cold.
I think one of my favorite obstacles though was the barbed wire crawl. Crawl number 1. That was only in the super. I mean, that was in all 3, but Beast had an extra one. But
yeah,
it was a barbed wire swim. It was
fun.
It was muddy. It was cold. It was
at that point, like
waist deep.
Just get in there and have fun. Yeah. You're already muddy anyway.
Yeah, if you sign up for one, you may as well. You expect to get muddy. Don't chicken out.
And then the plunge or whatever. What's it called?
Yeah, the dunk wall.
Dunk wall.
That wasn't even as cold as the everything else we were in, but it was. That was refreshing actually jumping in that one.
Yeah, full
kind of clean
body, head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yeah, because it was actually the obstacle right after the one that's right after the barbed wire crawl. Mm-hmm. So you actually got to wash off some of that mud. So that was nice.
You were like, when we were in that mud towards the end, I was like in the puddle at the end, and it was not a puddle. It was like I was floating on mud, literally floating. Dude,
that's something that took some time off. Each one I had to clean off my shoes because they just it can't just get mud on the outside of my shoes. It's got to seep all the way into my toes and my.
I wasn't worried about it.
Places.
And then we got to this one spot after we went out in the field, did the spear throw, penalty lap because we missed, and the rope climb. We went back in the woods to like a creek, and it's like you're like stepping around roots and stuff, and it's just like all muddy, and then it's like drops off into like a literal creek, and everybody's like, it's only like knee deep. I step in and I go to my neck 3 times. I hit every hole in there. So Peyton didn't have to.
Yeah. I always pay attention to where the people in front of me go so I know where not to go.
That way I just happen to be the people.
I can avoid just falling.
Yeah.
Just, I was cold enough. I didn't want to drown in coldness.
That was fun.
It's an experience, man. Highly recommend them.
And then after that, like my hands were still dying at that point. And then after that, it was like suck fest because we were out in the wind, and I was like, I was pretty much done with it. I was like, let's get this over with. It's so cold.
Yeah, it was. And then the rocks, man, that was horrendous. There was like 4 or 5 layers of rocks we had to climb up or run up, and then you had to run back down them. You remember?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, well,
I remember some rocks, but I can't picture it in my head. I don't remember it being bad.
But
yeah. I guess.
Yeah. Some. Anyway, it was bad. Just remember that. Depending on how you did it.
I got so badly sunburned that day. You can still see the scar. I have scars on my face. Like, it's nothing there. It's just skin, but it's scarred. Jose texted me today and was like, "Hey, bro, what happened to your face? Did you do like MMA or boxing or something?"
It's like, nope, sunburn.
No, I got sunburnt. I got crispy, bro. It like I've never had a sunburn do that. I like got like infected. It scabbed up, and like it's all gone now. But it was bad. And you got, I don't know how you ended up, but I know you got crispy.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a burn. It didn't take long to go away though. I brought home a nice foot injury rather than a good sunburn. So
that's nice. My feet.
Foot injury has been recovered. I'm back into running a little bit here and there.
Here, there. What's your next run, bro? When's your next run?
Well, I was kind of wanting to run today, but my legs were too sore, so I'll probably run this weekend.
Yeah, I got an 8-miler. I've missed 2 runs this week, which is not. I haven't missed runs in like 6 weeks, so I guess that's all right. That's really like that's like PR consistency for me.
I don't know. It seems pretty inconsistent of you to miss those 2 runs.
Well, I don't think so.
I've missed a lot of runs, but I'm consistent at missing them, so that doesn't mean I'm inconsistent.
I guess. I mean, you never plan the runs, so you don't really miss them. You just don't run. So you're consistent in not running,
Yeah,
technically.
But
that's us getting to the bottom of this.
Yeah. I think I got a couple. I'm going to try to do a couple more this year. Spartan races. I'll try to record one of them, maybe.
You're not. Now, if you I don't know where you're going to fit it in doing 2 marathons or 1.5 one marathon. However many, up to 3 marathons that you end up doing.
We're gonna see. It's October, so I don't have one that month.
But how about this? CrossFit versus Spartan. I think we can go through this through a couple different angles. I think from just going in and doing it with no training, Spartan, I feel like it's more attainable, maybe, like, because there's a lot of movements in CrossFit you can't do. If you can't do an obstacle, do the burpees, do the penalty lap, just keep going. As long as you can walk, you can basically do a Spartan race. And I think, I'm trying to think of what the word is, accessibility-wise, physically, Spartan. I want to say accessibility-wise, monetarily, the open, because, I mean, you're going to be paying a good bit of money, but but that's just for one race. 2, I guess if you let's just compare the open to a Spartan race. I feel like it's more accessible for a Spartan. Because if you do the open, you're going to have to pay a gym membership. You're going to look at like $150 plus the open fees, $20. And then you have to still, if you want to know all the movements, you have to go for a couple months at least. So you're looking at a couple $100 there.
And, Spartan, you can just sign up and do. No training has to be done. Of course, technically you don't have to really train to do the open, but you have standards for the CrossFit, so you have to meet those standards. There aren't really standards for Spartan.
Unless you want to be competitive. But I think that athletically wise, I think CrossFit, because it lends more to strength than Spartan. You could just get away with just being good at running and obstacles with Spartan, which is, it's kind of like if you have a scale of strength to marathon runner, Klokov the marathon runner, or Russell Orhe the marathon runner, Spartan's going to be closer to the marathon runner, and CrossFitter is going to be somewhere in the middle.
And then, of course, they both kind of supplement each other or complement each other.
Yeah, too. I think people more would equate fitness to what you'd be doing at a Spartan race, and it's definitely functional.
I mean, it's
an obstacle course.
It's everything that you do in a Spartan and CrossFit, or most things.
I mean, you could find you could find obstacle courses and trail runs at CrossFit games. So
You can find them at playgrounds too, but I see what you're coming from.
accessibility wise, I mean, you're going to have a Spartan race every few months that you could go to. So you have to travel to and pay a couple $100. Or, I mean, you could go to CrossFit gym every day if there's one in your area. And technically, you could just sit there and do 7 minutes of burpees, and people would call that CrossFit. That's considered CrossFit. But if you don't want to call it CrossFit, it's not CrossFit. It's just
4
fitness.
minutes of lunges. I mean, that's CrossFit.
If you want to call it, you could do that and call it CrossFit. If you don't want to call it CrossFit, you don't have to call it CrossFit. It's kind of the thing about what is CrossFit. CrossFit can be literally anything.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
or it can be nothing.
Yeah, they're both different, but both the same, essentially, to an extent.
You could fit Spartan inside of CrossFit.
And essentially, all the Spartan is just
if you want to win
CrossFit workout.
Spartan, you're not going to do CrossFit to win Spartan. Yeah. And you're not going to do Spartan to win CrossFit either. So never mind about the butt. But
yeah, I do think, considering I've done both,
they're fitness, bro.
They do complement each other.
Yeah.
They do prepare you for the other, but you're not going to go and do a Spartan to prepare for CrossFit, But I do think doing CrossFit can definitely help you in preparedness for.
Now I'm meaning on a competitive level, you could do some CrossFit or functional fitness, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, on a competitive level, you just got to run.
You got to do the trail running,
run hard, and
obstacle courses.
Stuff. I mean, a Spartan is just like a full body workout with a lot of cardio.
Yeah, not much strength on the lower end.
Yeah, it's just there's maybe a little bit, but as far as it goes,
body weight ninja type test.
Grip strength, upper body strength.
It definitely helps to be lighter.
Yeah, being heavy, trying to do a rope climb, probably not easy. Getting over an 8-foot wall if you're 250 pounds, probably not easy.
Unless you're 250 pounds of lean muscle.
Yeah, 250 pounds of people that can jump high, yeah.
One or the other. So, yeah, y'all just do what y'all want to do. But get out there and do something. Stop sitting at the house. Get off your couch.
Go sign up for the death race.
You ain't got time to do it, bro. Just look at your screen time. You spent 3 hours on Facebook today. Take one of those hours.
Who spends that much time on Facebook, bro?
A lot of people. Go look at your screen time. You might do the same thing. I don't even know what. I don't know what you scroll, bro.
Bro, TikTok. I get on and check Tinder.
Shout out, we try to find Peyton a wife, so if you submit applications.
Yeah, I take them. You may not get hired, but you will be reviewed.
But yeah, so overall, Spartan race went successfully. He got his trifecta. I did my first one. It was really fun. The next week, I went to Branson. I was home for 2 days. That was fun. I actually have YouTube videos coming out in the next year from both of those. No promises right now. I got 5 or 6 in the works, and been pretty busy around the house. Like I said, I'm getting chickens. We're doing a garden, family stuff. So we're gonna try to branch out into something like that and talk more about that. Maybe have some people that actually know stuff about that, because I'm not an expert at anything. If anything, I'm an expert at it's fitness, and I'm not no way near an expert at that. So.
Tell you what, one of our next couple guests is, he does do a lot of hiking and a lot of camping out. He's going to give us some pointers, some tips.
Pastoral.
Yeah, he's going to give us some pastoral advice.
Quit your job.
Genesis 27:3. Go out in the field and hunt some game for me.
Yeah, why'd you say that like that? He's so excited.
Yeah. Because the Bible tells us to hunt, so by golly, I'm going to do it.
He said I couldn't get goats to have for meat because they were too cute. So I said I'll just get little bunny rabbits.
Almost tried.
He's not lying.
No.
He's tigering. Oh yeah, so that's a wrap for today, I guess. What do you think? You got anything else to say? Double decker coming in hot. Yeah. It's run season on my YouTube.
Consider doing a Spartan guys. They're fun. Challenging. Sign up for the
Peyton.
Ultra. Peyton.cook on Instagram.
Deal the Young on everything, I think. It may change. It may not. Just letting y'all know what we're thinking of.
Yeah, gonna let y'all know firsthand. We're going through some processes. We're gonna consider some things.
Yeah,
Trying to break down some barriers and expound on what we talk about.
It may say in big words. But yeah, we might do that. We might keep the title the same, like keep the same podcast, just keep doing what we've been doing. But y'all give us some suggestions. What do y'all think? Should start a whole new podcast, rebrand this one, keep doing what we're doing, just branch out a little? What y'all think?
Have some more variety, you know. We want to cover everything, you know.
We have people reach out and say they want to hear some conspiracy theories. So we're going to edge the cancellation line.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to I'm not crazy. I got my opinions, and
that's that.
That's that. You got yours. I think what I want to do, just say this right before we go off, is like have some people on that we know will probably like argue a little bit and like just instigate some arguments between them.
Bring people that oppose our views. Let's see what we can come up with. Our views.
I'm not very like, you know? I'm just going to take it. Like they're going to say that they got it, and I'll be like, okay.
Like, cool story,
I'll probably think about it later, but
next.
I'll be interested to just listen, you know. I think that's what we need to do is listen.
I like discussions. I'm not an arguer most of the time. I like discussing.
This man argues so much. All right, fellas, ladies, we'll see you guys next time on the Put Work In podcast or whatever our name will end up being again.
Heaven, yeah, brother.
Amen. I was going to say something else, but I don't know what I was going to say. See y'all.
See y'all. Peace.
Peace.